What's up, everyone? I am Donald Lawrence, and you're watching Visions TV Online. Make sure you subscribe.
Okay, welcome guys to Visions TV Online. I am your host, Coco Dupree, and I am here with Grammy Award winning conductor, producer, Donald Lawrence.
Hello, how are you?
Donald?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. It's nice to be here to be able to get to know you a bit more and just, get some information out of you
Okay,
if you don't mind.
thank you. It's very nice to meet you as well.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, so let's start off with what's coming up, what's going on. So there's lots to talk on the music and art seminar that's coming up in April, which was
Yeah,
originally founded by the legendary late Edwin Hawkins, which I
yes,
believe was in 1979 when he
yes.
first done that. So he was also your mentor.
Yeah, he was a big brother. He was a mentor. We were great friends. And prior to his passing, he made me promise that I would move his legacy forward. So that was around 2018, I think. And I wanted to take 2 years to figure out how I would do it because I'm not typically a person that would do this type of event.
Right.
Uh, I'm usually on them, but not over them. So I
Right.
wanted to think about it for a while, and I was planning to relaunch it in 2020 in Denmark. And of course, the pandemic happened. We didn't get to do it. I had to cancel. So after thinking about it, I thought London was the perfect place for everyone to meet. And I had been moving around Europe doing some master classes in a lot of the different countries who always wanted me to come back. So I just decided, hey, I'm going to do something every other year. Why don't we all just meet in London? Everybody come to me. And so that's kind of what we have coming up. It's a relaunch of Edwin Hawkins Music and Arts Seminar, but I rebranded it and I call it Music and Arts Global.
Yes.
It's the what I decided the definition of it would be is inspiring the next generation of choir creatives. So it's
Right.
all things choir and all things choir creatives, whether it's singing, whether it's coming together as a community, whether it's the musicians, whether it's the soloists, whether it's the songwriting, the storytelling, but also the community of choir. I say that choir is more than just music and singing. It is a
Yes.
family, it's a community. And when you break up that community, you leave some people without family. So I wanted to really get everyone back focus on the importance of choir beyond the music.
Awesome. I mean, you basically answered my first question, so
Okay.
that was awesome. No, that was wonderful. That's absolutely great because I was gonna basically just ask you about how did you manage to kind of like revamp it and get it? Because obviously the name kind of changed a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
So yes, and you pretty much answered my question, which
thank
is
you. Yeah, I
awesome.
wanted to
So
rebrand it, give it
yeah,
a new logo, just
yeah,
make it a little more without getting rid of Edwin, because that's my heart.
no, of
I
course.
wanted, with me being the lead, I had to kind of do it my way. So that's what I wanted to do, just kind of add a little Donald Lawrence sizzle to it. And that we're off to the races now.
Awesome. This is great. This is great. I'm excited. Well, tell us a bit more about the event that will be taking place.
Okay.
And obviously you also answered my next question, which was why the UK. But
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you're very welcome to elaborate a little bit more on that if
Okay,
you
cool.
want
Yeah,
to.
I could expound on that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, it's Music and Arts Global. It's happening April 27th through the 29th. Our first session starts at 6 o'clock on Thursday night. It's what I call Global Choir Session 1. It's a choir rehearsal, but inside the choir rehearsal, we have master classes where we discuss blend while we're teaching songs. We discuss new technology on how to get the choir to sound a little bit fuller in the house with a newer technology. I have one of my brilliant engineers coming over. His name is Armando Fullwood, who created a new technology called Venue Flex. It's a way to boost up the bodies and the level of the choir, the richness without the feedback. So he's going to be introducing a new technology. He's a brilliant man. He's coming to talk about that. We will get songs learned in this because we're also prepping for a finale concert. This happens in two sessions on Thursday night. Global Choir Session 1, Global Choir Session 2. Friday, the same thing happens throughout the day, but Friday night, do what we do, I call a choir showcase. In America, we have these things called musicals. You do not have them in Europe. So I decided to bring them in America, a gospel
Yes.
American tradition to London. So we're having a musical Friday night. And this musical is going to be different because usually it's people from like the difference between the States and coming to Europe is even though we live in different regions and we kind of speak a little differently, it's not just a totally different language. So out the way, it's not just a totally different language, but this people is going to have choirs from Sweden, from Switzerland, from Italy, from Spain, from Latvia, from the UK, from America. From it's just going to be all over. So it'll be about 11 choirs. It's it's what I call all about the choir. So we have actually a musical Friday night. That is a free event. Anybody can come to that. The other things you have to register for. So that's Friday. Saturday, we get back to our sessions again. And then Saturday night, we culminate with what I call an unplugged concert choir rehearsal. Where the mass choir, which is going to be about 300 to 500 people strong. We're coming together and we're going to give a big concert. My music, along with my special guests, some Anthony Brown, Jeffrey LaValle, Vincent Bohannon, all of that. That is what the music and arts global experience is about. It's about coming together, discussing all things choir and inspiring all things choir, creating a global social networking of choir creatives. And most importantly, I feel like when we come from America, we come there and we sing to you. We don't get to sing with you. My goal, part was for all of us to sing together. And that is my goal. I've created some great friends, not only in the UK, but in Spain, all around. And then we stayed in touch with each other throughout the pandemic. They are great friends of mine. I'm looking forward to see them because I haven't seen them in 3 years because I didn't move. This will be the first time I leave America in 3 years. So, that's what music and arts is about. It's about us coming together as choir creatives and inspiring each other, creating new networks and friends for a lifetime. And that's my heart, is for us all to sing together, because I think that's what love is about. Now, why I'm doing it in London, getting back to your other question, is when I definitely did a lot of master classes around Europe pre-pandemic, and they always want me to come back. So I just decided, hey, I tell you what, every other year I'm going to do something in London instead of me coming to you guys. That year, y'all meet me in London. And the off years, I'll come to you guys. So that gives me a little bit of a break, but it continues to keep our friendship and our connection happening. So that's what's happening. I didn't realize this, but when I saw some old interviews, I realized it was a dream of Edwin for him to do this more global. He felt it would keep it fresh. I just was doing it. I didn't know that, but after I saw that, I knew that I'd made the right choice. So it also keeps it fresh, but also opens it up, because I think music is global. Gospel music is the good news, and the good news should be global. And I want us all to come to sing together. So that's why London. I think London is a perfect place that everybody can get to pretty quick, especially there. So and why not London? London is a vibe.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it is a cool place. So
it's a cool place. That's it.
Absolutely, that's wonderful. I mean, this is so easy flowing. So you're pretty much answering a lot of the questions that I have. So I can kind of like dismiss those unless we can elaborate a little bit more into that.
Okay.
That's all good. So you've already spoken a bit about what's going to be happening, but is there anything more with the people that are going to be attending, just, the normal people can be watching this, that what can they expect on the day? Is there anything more, any surprises you can like let us in on?
Well, I don't know if it'd be surprises, but like, we're going to dive into the songs, talk about how the songs were created. There's a thing where I call testimony, where we get to talk about how the community of choir has helped people. Because I find choir and the community that choir is within itself very, very helpful. During the pandemic, people came together to sing, even if they had to do it virtually. There's just something more about the choir than just singing together, but it's the connection, it's the community, it's the family of it. So I want to really make that a big, important thing. Again, a couple of my friends are coming over, great choir masters, great songwriters. They're going to come and talk about their songs, the stories behind them. They can teach it to the choir, so that way people can go back with some music and understand it from the writer's point of view. Why they wrote the song. I'm definitely going to be all of the people that are registered, it was like, as long as you're going to be there and do something, you're not just going to put it together, sit in the audience. I said, no, I'm going to teach. You're going to get all of me. So I'm going to work a lot. I said, at least this first year, I'm going to teach. You will get to get the Donald Lawrence hands on my approach, my pedagogy of how I approach just working with creatively on all things, songs, choir blend, all of that. We're going to be doing all of that as well. So yeah, it's just going to be a good time. But most importantly, us coming together and singing together, showing love, and just giving everybody a really universal music escape for a minute. I think that's
Right.
always a beautiful thing, just to take a vacation and dive into some music and just
Mm.
have a good time and sing.
This is good. This is good. I mean, if we can get everyone in there, that would be great.
That would be great.
You don't want to
I
miss
want at least
this.
a 500 voice choir. So you're a
That's
good singer, even if you're not that good, might have to catch on because I'll always keep it high. So I'm not going to bring it down. You just have to catch up. But
you have
yeah, when a voice
absolutely,
gets you to sing,
absolutely.
hey, it's there. Come and sing with
This is awesome. This is
me.
absolutely. So, what are you most excited about when it comes to this event? Like, what are you most like looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing all of us to come together and
Mm,
sing. I came there some years ago and it kind of caught me off guard. I did a few songs and it was a global choir,
mm,
and the feeling that I had with watching everybody from so many different countries singing, not just my music, but we just found this connect. And I
mm.
stayed in touch with everybody. And I promised them, I said, you guys, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this again sometime. And I'm actually doing it. So I'm looking forward to that experience again. I'm looking forward to seeing again some friends I haven't seen since pre-pandemic.
Right.
All we did keep in touch, texting, checking on each other. I'm looking forward to just being in their presence for a while. And just me getting back to traveling globally. I really love Europe and I love London.
Mm.
And I could probably live there part-time if I didn't have so much work to do here in America.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course. I feel you on that one. So I understand that that honoring is really, really important to you.
Yes.
So you will be honoring obviously the late Edwin Hawkins
Yes.
seminar in this event. So tell us a bit about your relationship with Edwin Hawkins, and how did you become one of the people to help lead this actual event?
You know what? I don't know that I could even tell you how it became it. We organically became very close friends.
Mm,
And most of his family and his friends think we are very similar in personality. He was always very mellow, very
mm,
stylish, very kind of quiet spoken, but very direct and got things
right.
done. So over time we just became very close. I used to go and spend sometimes the holidays with he and his brother Walter, Bishop Walter Hawkins. Of course, for us over here, they're just icons. They were music heroes for so many of us. They're just the greatest choir masters, musicians, singers, songwriters. It's just endless. And just the story of Oh Happy Day is just one that I don't know that it will ever be outdone. Oh Happy Day in America
Mm,
is um it's in the top 100 songs of the century. It's
wow.
literally right behind the Star Spangled Banner for America's biggest songs in a century. It's that big. That's just, and it had such a global pop culture impact
Mm,
that when you look at Disney, when you look at Sister Act, when you look at
yes.
commercials and songs. It's everywhere.
Mm,
Elvis Presley sang "Oh Happy Day." Barbara Streisand sang "Oh Happy Day." So just his impact alone. Then his brother Walter with all of his big songs. So yes, I'm going to honor Edwin with the song. We'll probably do "Oh Happy Day," the original version. And I want to do the same thing on Bishop Walter Hawkins, one of his great songs. Their nephew, for musicians in America, he was that guy. A lot of the drummers and bass players probably was inspired to play from their nephew. His name was Joel Smith. He was Freddie Hawkins' son. All three of them died with cancer. It's just something that's in the genetics, I think, on both sides of their family. I'm not sure. All of them died fairly young with it, just in the
mm,
past 10 years or so. So I wanted to celebrate them and just do something to let everybody know that we appreciate what they brought to music, not just gospel music. They were some of the greatest musicians in all genres. Also, Miss LaShawn Pace, who is an amazing singer. We watched her grow through the seminar, and Edwin brought her to the stage. I'm going to acknowledge her as well as and do a tribute to her. Her daughter, who can really sing, is coming over to sing
mm.
one of her songs. She's an amazing singer. So yeah, that's kind of some of the tributes we're doing.
Awesome. So glad to hear that. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
It's such a nice I can imagine that's going to be such a nice feeling for you, and
Yeah.
maybe it could also be a little bit emotional, but in a good way, to have
In a
that.
good way. In a good
Yeah,
way. A good
absolutely.
way is to see it moving forward. I knew this
That's
was
it.
really,
And
really.
making the big impact that it's gonna do.
Yeah, I
So,
think it is. I really do. I felt my gut told me not to keep it in America, to do it in Europe and to do it in London. So I tend to follow what my heart tells me, and I think it's the right choice.
and it's the right time.
Yes.
100%. It's definitely the right time. Okay, so I believe there's going to be some special veterans at this event. So you got Anthony Brown. I think you did name a
Mhm.
few,
Yeah.
William Murphy,
Mhm.
Ted Wynn, and many more.
Yeah.
So
Plus Basil Mead from London is going to be there.
yes,
Tony Morgan, I call
yeah,
him. He's been like an ambassador. He's actually hosting Friday night, the Friday night musical, as I want to call it. Um,
awesome. Oh, my
so
brother.
he's
Yeah,
hosting that. Yeah, he's a very talented, gifted brother. And I even pushed the envelope a little bit and got Bishop J. Francis to come out and direct one of the songs on Saturday night. We're doing a song that was written by the late great Thomas Whitfield, and I know that Thomas Whitfield had such a big impact on Bishop Francis. So I asked him, I said,
Mm.
"Why don't you come and direct this song with the mass choir?" And he said, "I would be honored to." And so
Oh,
we're
that
gonna
would be
get him
awesome.
back on the stage as well. So yeah, like I said, I wanted it to be a collaborative kind of camaraderie of America
Mm.
and Europe and beyond, celebrating this that we know as gospel music.
This is awesome. Well, I'm totally exhilarated about it. So yeah, this is absolutely great. So let's shift gears a little bit, because obviously you've been in the music industry for a good length of time. So
Mhm.
what would you say your most memorable moment throughout your career, and why?
There have been countless moments for me when it comes to that. But as I said on one of the other views, I guess one of my memorable moments would be being at the Grammys. And I say I forget what year it was, but it was before 2010, between 2007 and 2010, sitting and being at the Grammys and sitting there and hearing one of my favorite groups I was obsessed with not only get their names called once as a win for the Grammy, but 3 times, and that was the Clark sisters. They had never won a Grammy before. After all that they've done in all these years, to watch them win 3 Grammys and to know that I produced the album that won it, which also afforded me a Grammy as well.
Mm.
That was a great moment. I just was so happy for them, and they said their mother told them, stick with him. He's going to be good for y'all in the future. And to watch that happen for them was just beautiful for me because I thought they deserved it many, many years before. But it comes when it comes. So I'm really, really happy about that.
Awesome. Well, this is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Don Lawrence, for your time. I really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
And
You're great.
hopefully
You're great.
I'll be there to be watching and
Awesome.
just taking
Look,
in all the atmosphere. Thank you for watching Visions
I'm
TV
definitely
Online.
looking
I am
forward
your
to
girl,
that.
Coco Dupree. You do not want to miss this event. So get your tickets now for the Music and Arts Global event, 27th to the 29th at the Gaumont State Theatre. Peace.